let's make it a good day. We do it our own way. Yeah, let's make it a good day.
Welcome back. So glad you're here. A couple of weeks ago, I went to our next guest's new restaurant here in the Minneapolis area. Now, if you're from all over the place, you've heard of it because it was just featured in the New York Times. It's yeah. Nice, good there, audience, yeah. And ever since, this is how I always say is a sign of a good restaurant to me. I've been thinking about how good the food was. Audience, give it up for Chef Yia Vang. Welcome to the new set, buddy.
Yeah, dude, this is so cool. I don't even feel like I'm in Eden Prairie anymore. Are we in LA here? What? Yeah.
I had to get a glow up to match what you're doing, man.
You know, I'm just following you.
Oh, we're gonna cook with Paige in a little bit. But let's start with this because we did add more cities this year, and Paige brought up something in our pre-show meeting that I was like, oh, you know what? To reset the table, she wanted to know more about the Hmong culture, and she didn't know. I mean, and if people aren't from here, because we have such a vibrant Hmong culture and community here, but people may not know. I'm not expecting you to sit here and give the entire history of Hmong culture, but some key points. I just thought this is a great opportunity to introduce folks to your wonderful culture.
Yeah, so for the Hmong people, a lot of them came here after the conflict in Vietnam, in northern Laos. 1975 was the first group of Hmong refugees that ended up here in the Twin Cities. Here in the metro, there's 92,000 Hmong people that are in the metro area. So it's one of the largest concentration of Hmong, diaspora in the United States, and one of the largest in the world, actually, in just the metro.
Can I tell you? And I waited. I told Chef as I said in the intro, I was at the restaurant a few weeks ago, and I waited. I didn't even tell you guys. I tell you guys everything, and I waited because I knew Yia was booked. Can I tell you what I found, other than the food, what I found most beautiful is the fact, and I mean this because I know this is what matters to you. I looked around the restaurant, and everybody in that restaurant looked different. It was an introduction to your culture to such a wide swath of people, and it just filled my heart for you that you're introducing your culture to so many people. It made me, the three of us, Colin, that's all we talked about. I thought it was lovely.
Yeah, and I think that the heart of Vinai is what we say is...
That's the restaurant, everybody.
No, Vinai is the name of the restaurant. Yeah. It's named after the refugee camp that my parents met in. They got married in there. They were there for 10 years. I was born there. So it's this huge part of our history. But, I've said it from the beginning, this restaurant is it's a love letter to my mom and dad, And so we've been able to really just craft this really beautiful letter. But one of the things that I really learned is that Vinai, what we want to do there is create community, and food happens to be the byproduct of it. So at the end of the day, it's about creating community. So it starts with our AM shift. It's with our servers, our bartenders, and then that overflows to the guest. And then I think one of the greatest things that we love is when the guest leaves, they go, I got to get my neighbors here. I got to go find my community. And so it's that whole idea of what does it mean to build community, and then the food happens to be, just kind of like the byproduct of it. And so we really put food second and community first, and that's been really cool.
You can tell it in every inch of that beautiful restaurant. Now, I'm just going to talk about the food there. We saw the story, you heard the story, you saw the visuals. Yeah. I said to Yia backstage, and we're friends, so I wouldn't BS him. I couldn't stop thinking about that dinner. I still can't. It was probably one of the best dinners I've had in years. I hear some of the pictures, yeah. And Yia brought out a good sampling of stuff. Those rice, what are those, Yia?
So all the way on the other side by Chef Ben there, those are our curry rice balls.
Oh, I'm sorry, I'm pointing up here at this line. That's the shrimp toast.
Shrimp toast, yeah. Shrimp toast, and that's the chicken. The shrimp toast, it's kind of like our to avocado toast because because it's shrimp, shrimp and pork mixed on top of this literally Texas toast. Then it's deep fried. And I mean, it's like, hey, it's healthy, whatever, you know.
You will see. You'll look up. You'll eat that. You'll look up. You'll see the Holy Ghost. You really will. Or you'll see Elvis up there. I saw Miss Piggy. That toast, yeah, we all were trying to be polite splitting it, and all of us went like hungry animals for the last bite. And then I did not get a picture of it, but can we talk about the crabby fried rice? Yeah. What is that, Yia? And what dark magic are you putting into that meal?
So one of the really cool things about the crabby fried rice is this. First of all, you know, we came home from school when we were kids. My dad taught us how to make fried rice because there was that intersection of, you know, mom leaving for second shift, dad worked first shift, so we had a little time and we just made fried rice at the house all the time. But one of the really cool things is, you know, we wanted to, you know, we lived in Pennsylvania at that time, so we were near Maryland, and dad would get blue crabs, and he would pick all the meat out of the blue crab, and he'd just make sure that the kids would get it. So we wanted to honor that, so we put crab in it, and then we put crab fat. So if you open up a crab head, there's like that yellow crab fat. You throw it on top. It gets luxurious when Gray's Farm, where we can get a duck egg. You can get fried duck egg on top. And if you want to take up the luxury, you get fried oysters in there too.
It is, again, it's basically, we gotta go. Well, we're gonna have more in a minute. It's basically like crab butter, that's what I was calling it, and it melts into the fried rice, and then your eyes roll in the back of your head, and then you pass away. I mean, it's just, yeah. We're moving into the kitchen. Paige is gonna join us when we come back. Back in a moment. Oh God, it's good.
Let's make it a good day.
Welcome back. Don't forget to visit Vinai, Northeast Minneapolis, when you come visit us. All of you in Orlando, Seattle, all of you in Chicago, come visit us, go see Chef. By the way, before we do some food eaten here, congratulations. This man and the restaurant Vinai made it into the New York Times as one of the top restaurants, right, in the country. Yeah,
it's kind of a funny story. When we got that, you know, we were on the restaurant list there, and I told my mom, right? And I love my mom. She's so wonderful. I'm not sure if I told you this story, but I was I was like, Mom, we made it on the New York Times list, and I was like, oh, and she's like, well, what's, like, you know, my mom doesn't know that world, so she's like, what's the New York Times? And my mom's like, it's so nice that a newspaper in New York likes you guys. And it was the most adorable thing. And I'm like, okay, I'll take it, you know. And
nice, Mom.
I know.
Very nice.
it's very nice.
I know, and then my brother's like, I'll take care of this. And he like told her, and she's like, oh my gosh, I didn't know. And so
it's a big, but you know, that's a huge deal, dude. That's, I'm so, again, I'm endlessly
But you
happy
know
for
your
you.
mom loves you no matter what.
For sure. No. And that's what's so cool about it, where it's like, she was just like, oh, awesome, you know? Like, and remember to bring me some fish.
I love your food too, son.
Yeah.
And correct me if I'm wrong, speaking of the food, and we're going, I swear we're going to get, when you serve one of the appetizers, aren't the cucumbers from her garden?
Yeah, so they just finished. They have a 10-acre garden that they've been harvesting for the restaurant this whole summer, spring, and they just finished yesterday.
Paige, it's killer.
Yeah,
so when he says fresh, it's like fresh from Mama's garden.
Their farm's in Scandia, so you know I'll drive the truck up there, pick it up, or they'll come down and they'll drop it off, and yeah, it's awesome.
Wow.
Okay, let's let Paige eat. What are we doing?
So we got a couple different things. You know, we have a show called Feral where I get to travel the country and I get to, you know, we get to hunt and fish and do all these like crazy stuff. So we wanted to start, like, we're dorking out with this new secret menu, which is like secret but not secret. And one of the really cool things is we got to do this season, we got to do paddlefish. So paddlefish is like, this is like weird, crazy looking dinosaur fish. But the thing with paddlefish out in Oklahoma is they've been, what they get caught for is like their caviar. So this is paddlefish caviar. And so, yeah, we're getting a little bougie in here because, you know, this guy here. So we got a little paddle.
You might be more bougie than me.
Yeah.
I know, I think you're but you live in New York, you're bougie.
So we got a little bit of
Where the paper is.
Yeah, we got a little bit of paddlefish caviar with a little cream cheese, and you take a little scoop of that and you can put it right on the sticky rice. The other thing is this, we have this in the restaurant right now. It's called our sardine, which is, it isn't sardine, it's actually mackerel. So what we're doing is we're confit the mackerel, which is a fancy French word for cooking it lightly in oil. And and we found these little containers that look like, tin, little sardine tins.
Yeah.
And as Hmong kids, what we do is we actually take the small sardine cans that were like 20 cents, and we go fishing. Dad would take us fishing. We open them up and put a little sauce in there, and then our snack was with sticky rice. So we kind of created that to kind of bring up this section in the menu called kanong, which means snacks or small bites. So if you want to come in, pull up by the bar, have a bunch of cocktails or one or two or whatever you feel.
I love that Yia looked at me when mentioning cocktails.
So anyways, you can grab a little bit of these snacks and just chomp on it. And so I just brought these in. If you guys want to
Okay,
try
Paige, let's dig in.
Okay.
You do the caviar first. Guess first.
Okay. Aw.
Yeah.
Wait, how should I do it?
Yeah, however way you want.
Oh, okay.
Dealer's choice.
Do you like caviar normally, Paige?
I do.
Yeah.
I'm bougie.
That's
You get a little bit of that
Caviar is
sticky
so
rice.
expensive.
You can put your finger. We're friends. I don't care.
Yeah.
Put your finger all up in there.
Wherever you
Yeah,
need
we
to
don't care.
put your finger.
Yeah.
Just trying to.
And the sticky rice too, while Paige is eating. I mean, that's famous. Your sticky rice is
Wow.
amazing. Good. Okay, I'm getting in there. I'm just kidding. I'm getting in there too. The sticky rice, again, very cultural. This is on several items on your menu.
Yeah. So sticky rice is kind of like our base, right? When we talk about, when we really talk about, like meat and potatoes, instead our starch is our sticky rice,
Dig in, Paige. Get in there.
Yep. And then what we really love about the quote unquote sardines, we call it, is just that deep, fat, rich oil, and then
Good.
Yep.
Yeah.
Okay, dig it in. Yep.
And so we want to make, food very, not complicated, because a lot of people will come like, oh, this is Hmong food, I don't know what it is, and it's like, man, we got meat, we got rice, we got vegetables, and we got sauce, which is like, and any Midwest people, it's like, that's the jam,
Friend, I was kind of scared of that, to be very honest with you, because I
got
want
a
that
kick.
whole damn thing.
Yeah.
I want that whole
That's
thing.
really good.
Yeah. Give it up for Chef Yia Vang, everybody. As I've said, if you're visiting or watching locally, be sure to stop by Vinai. Head to Vinai, and right there's a menu, VinaiMN.com. And if you missed any of this, we'll be posting on the Jason Show socials. Just search for Jason Show TV. Back after this.
Appreciate it.
I'm going to bring Paige in.
Awesome.